Hello and welcome back to the Frostpunk playthrough, and we are back at it after a little break I had to take and the ending of the episode. Right now, we're actually building housing for the next set of people that would be coming in, which is going to be about 50-ish people. And we have a house that has some free housing, but I needed to build some more. So we went ahead and did that. There's the Rebirth of Faith, and we can't do any of that. And we have moved around our buildings quite a bit because, well, we want our houses as close to the heat source as we can get it. There we go. We'll let these last places build, and around 5 a.m. we will build our workshops again. Here's our new influx of people. Let's actually send these people out, and let's go to the snowy cliff. I also forget that we have another team we can make. So let's actually produce that team, and let's send them out to the observatory. Our particular building must be the Arctic Observatory. This particular building must be the Arctic Observatory, the Royal Society built to investigate the internal winter. There's smoke over it, so must be people, and we'll head to that. We're also full on resources, which is going to be great for us. And we're going to build this. This makes it so our production to certain buildings will be enhanced, and people would, let's see, actually, we'll just read it here. A small shrine where passerbyers can pray and put their trust in the faith, gaining hope. People nearby reminded of why they toil and work more efficiently. So this is a net positive building. And there we go. We also do need to build some tech buildings. Which I hate whenever I do this. It's really good to rework your place as you grow. The more organized it is, the more you're going to be able to get out of everything. But sometimes it is a bit of a annoying thing to do because, well, you have to rebuild everything again, all the infrastructure, all the works. And the good thing is we're going to expand this way next time. So let's get all of our people to build that. We actually might not even need anyone to work, so we could probably have them stay inside. Other than our people who produce steel. Just like that. And when we get everything rebuilt again, we should be doing fine. And let's produce the next set of housing we need. It'll start getting warmer, so those tents are gonna stay the same. Still. We still have plenty of wood. Let's build some more housing, because we're going to need quite a bit of housing for all of this. And actually, it's not a cheat code, but if you build the roads back here, if you build anything in the back, you wouldn't need to build roads again. Or more roads to connect everything. And let's put this here. Let's heat this up. And let's get our engineers working ever so slightly with every new workshop that's put up. There we go. There we go. And last one, right there. We have some people who are sick. So let's open up another one of those, and there we go. And we have built all of our shrines. And now that I spent a lot of resources building things, our hope is restored. Houses have been upgraded. People are leaving notes at the shrine for workers, and we have a new law we could pass. So adaptation. Oh. Actually, let's go back and go to purpose. And let's go to evening prayers. And this one would actually directly convince people to stay instead of going with the... oh gosh, what is their names? The Londoners, to go back to London. And we'll go Outpost Depot. Then we'll be able to send Outpost soon enough. And it seems like this is a trick, I can't tell, but if you send your crews to a nearby location, it seems like they travel faster. Because it's a known location, so they'll travel faster. So the distance from here to here was 2 days. From here to here, since we know the route, it's only a day and an hour. And then this is only going to be a 4-hour walk. So we'll save a little bit of time. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of time. And there we go. We could actually put more workers to produce food. We actually need a kitchen, a new kitchen. So let's get a new cookhouse built. Let's build it, here, I guess. Everyone's gonna be going to their job. Here's people. Something amiss. The observatory snow covers the precious instruments, and the dome is open, letting out a thin column of smoke. Someone is inside. And I gotta take a quick look at something. Yeah, there we go. Just had to look at my phone quick. Now the sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we were met by some of our lost people. They explained that they came here for help, but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of the sunlight cannot be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. And we discovered this crash site. And let's just escort the survivors back. We're pretty close by, so it's not going to be too bad of a journey. And let's build another workshop to get our research up. And we could actually do our sermon. Our sermon costs us... oh wait, no. Our evening prayers actually cost us 20 food, and New Londoners would want to stay after. Okay, so more people reach the city. And let's go to the American camp. Several big tents. No signs of life. A flag flies over them, the American flag. Even this distance, we couldn't mistake the stars and stripes. There we go. New Londoners gain more followers, so we stifled the New London. Wow, we stifled the New Londoners who would want to join. So there will be less of them. Let's actually enter this mode. It seems like once this weather goes down, well, there'll be chilly workspaces. We're able to still produce coal just fine. So let's do that. We also need to get rid of this huge coal pile. And we have our resource outpost, and we'll build that right now, actually. Because this will become very important soon. We could actually build 2. I don't know what we would do with the other one. But I think we could send a crew to gather wood for us. I think we'll hold off onto that actually. And let's actually build lighter snow sleds. I feel like that'd be really beneficial for us. And let's add more engineers. And we're getting close to reaching our max wood count, which we have done now. And since we have max wood, I feel like we could finally people. And let's build the rest of this housing. There we go. Let's finish this research and let's go for gosh, I don't know what. Go for steel mines. I feel like that'd be a good one for us to do. And now that we reach there, we could actually send him to the snow cliff. A tall snow cliff, there's a hole in it and it's inhabited. We see a lone figure bustling about. So let's get that done. And the leftover workers we have will actually start building this here. And by tomorrow, we should be able to start producing more food. And we can ask a clerk to reassure the people. There's a guy telling them they should join him. Let's also actually build our second steelworks. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's build a road from here to here. And if we have these people, I actually need to create a roadway to them. So let's get that done, and I guess we'll build one. You'll see why I'm building one now, but maybe we build a second one here too. And that one we could just gather wood with it from, I think it's Winterhome. We gathered the wood from, if I remember right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. The hole in the cliff snow leads to a small chamber. Someone lives here, but the lonely human figure we saw from afar has disappeared. It might be the sole survivor of Winterhome. Let's explore the refuge from Winterhome. The man we've seen from afar was nowhere to be found. Searching this burrow, we found a diary of a scientist who fled Winterhome. After the starving city fell into chaos, its leader, an army captain, appointed himself an absolute ruler. He tried to impose order using force. Plenty of people disgruntled, deserted the city, and most of the others rebelled against him. Science discovered shrouded cave and freshwater springs. And resources will be taken. So our next one, let's go to spring water. And there we go. We're getting an outpost built. We reached the American camp. There's not a living soul in the camp. We've found a few dozen emaciated bodies. Surprisingly, most of them were amputees fitted with prosthetics. The American camp was well supplied with everything except food. Searching the tents found more victims of hunger. Most of them have badly worn, but sophisticated artificial limbs bearing a company symbol, Tesla Manufacturing. We can only bury them and take their equipment. And now we gain temporary settlement. Well, let's take the resources. Let's go for this one. We can see two small wooden huts, but no smoke or other sign of life. All in, it looks like a well-kept but temporary settlement. Let's travel there. And we have a new law we could pass. Let's go to purpose, because we need to get all the new Londoners to stay. And let's go temple. We could build a magnificent temple for devotion. And with the temple, it's actually a bit a unique building that we cannot build yet. So there you go. And let's assign people to this building. And let's actually get rid of this. There we go. Writing on a wall, send a clerk to get rid of it. Hopefully we're able to build plenty of, or cook plenty of food. We're still gathering coal. There's still so much coal in this area for us to gather still before we move on to here. And the next people arrived with the fresh springs. Several people are kept freezing by hot springs deep underground. Patches of hardy lichens cling to the bare rocks at the edges. It looks like a good place for a hideout. Let's explore. We have survivors near the freshwater spring. Met some refugees from Winterhome. They are a sorry sight and seem to be completely unmotivated by the fate of their city. Asked what kept them from starving, they look away, then mumble something about eating lichens, which I think it might have been more like people. Let's escort the survivors back to the city. Alright. We still have plenty of engineers we could assign places. So let's actually build another tech building. And let's assign some more engineers to research. The more research we complete, the faster we get more advanced buildings, which will be good for us. So we got done with that. We don't need any more exploration. Maybe let's go for flying huts, and this will get us more food per day. Guess we'll make our heating a little bit better in our homes. Maybe let's go for more efficient sawmills. It looks good. Let's do it. And we'll just keep adding more engineers to this. We have more engineers than we'll ever need for quite a long time. Which of these guys have reached a temporary settlement? The settlement seems to have been abandoned. It consists of several tidy wooden shacks that are completely empty. An upright boulder stands at its center. Memory of injustice. The center of the settlement is marked with an upright boulder. On its roughly planned face, someone chiseled the following: "May God forgive the genius who sacrificed human lives in the name of progress, for we can't. Exiles of Tesla City. We won't touch the monument, but we decided to dismantle the huts for wood." Well, this is Nikola Tesla, and this will be his city. A sizable settlement surrounded by a low wall made of stone, ice, and snow. No movement, no smoke. I think this is the city. So let's actually go for the next few hours. And we're almost done getting all of this. More of the sawmill research, and let's go for the next upgrade. This city, the city, that thing, we can actually dismantle it, and we can have a build some more sawmills. And there we go. And oops, misclicked. There we go. We have plenty of wood, and this building only takes wood, so it's not like we're really limited. We need more steel than anything. But given we have plenty of wood, I don't mind sacrificing quite a bit of wood. And I'm just grabbing my charger here real quick. My laptop, because I play this on the laptop. Pretty nice laptop. Maybe we could discuss it later. And all of our coal piles are depleted. We could start dismantling that building, and we could finally put this guy on here. This sawmill ran out of places or wood to cut, so we could get rid of that. And during this downtime here in a few seconds, we can actually upgrade these buildings. So let's look at what we could do, which is not going to be much since we don't have a lot of steel. Let's upgrade the range, which will probably just keep it at the same range it is now for a while. And we have reached the walled colony, and we'll make a little quick save here. So, numerous snow shelters expertly built from blocks of hard-packed snow huddled around cold, burned-out campfires. A deathly silence hangs over the colony. Some exiles are still alive, just barely. We could try to bring them to our city, although they might die on the way. One of the dying held a diary to his chest. We read the last entry. Exiled from Tesla City with no food and fuel running out, we sent the strongest among us to search for help. They're our last hope. We're afraid this refers to the poor Yanks we buried already. Let's escort the exiles to the city. We pulled the dying exiles from their snow houses and prepared them for the journey to our city. Some of them stirred from their death-like slumber to bliss. Bless their absent friends for bringing help. We couldn't tell them the truth. Not yet. So we're going to have more people join us, which is just excellent. And, well, it's not going to be too terribly cold for a while. So let's try to get all of the wood we can extract. Or at least built the infrastructure up for when we do need to start extracting more wood. There we go. There we go. And another act of vandalism, set clerks to reassure people. And before I forget, we actually need to do this. And people are stopping to join. Oh, never mind. People are still joining them. And I keep forgetting to build a temple, which we desperately need to build. A clerk is beaten. We need faith keepers to secure the streets. And faith keepers become like the religious police. So, yeah. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what basically happens here soon enough. More people arrive. We have enough housing for them. And we'll send these people off to the temporary settlement. And I think we're getting close to Tesla City. And, oh, jeez, we have more people joining soon. Okay. Cool. I forgot about that. So, I like to make these buildings called, research spots, research something. Research islands, whatever you really want to call it, and it's basically, that's where I put all my researchers. They get put not on an island specifically, but like a little settlement around around one of those things that keep them warm. I can't remember what they're called. And well, that's really what it does. It just keeps them warm. And let's actually research something that's low iron to research. So we do not have a lot of iron to use right now. This will be good. So let's research that. And we have some people to go build those up. We have more than enough wood than we'll ever need. Oh gosh, they finished it than I thought they would have. Okay, let's pause. Let's open our book of law. And let's get the Faith Keepers. Which will be basically our religious police. So they're not the best type of people. We think we need religious police. I don't believe in that, but if you want to believe in that, go ahead. We'll research that, because we may need that for the ending, depending on how things go. And they're going on about the research. And we need to build one more housing. So, not too bad of a thing. Let's actually do a bit of this. Is there actually a shortcut for this? Not that I know of. And let's get rid of this. Dismantle. Dismantle. Dismantle, and you guessed it, dismantle another one. These people are back in the city, and let's go to the freshwater springs. So we could go to the Frozen Grove. That's an hour and day trip. Coal Thumper is researched. That is all nice and fun. And it's gonna get cold here again soon. So let's actually increase our generator power. Let's not build a coal thumper. Let's build a coal mine. There we go. And this one, since we don't have an automaton, we'll just have to staff it full of people. Dreadnought landing. Along the shore of the frozen lake, we can see an outline of an enormous ship. A wide lane of broken ice leads to the west. So there we go. And we have more than enough food, and let's build one housing unit. There we go. Let's get that done. And we have more than enough wood for a while. So let's stop getting wood. And let's turn on some heating for people. So obviously those people are going to need heat. And the steel works. They should be fine. I believe they'll be fine. Candles are for the wicked. Some pray for them. Oh, and we can actually build a temple. I keep forgetting to build that, and that is very vitally important. So let's build a temple right there. And let's fully staff these Faith Keepers. If I could find their residence of work. There you go. And we'll have max Faith Keepers. And they'll do a nighttime procession, which will get people around and just pray. And that would... Nope, wasn't enough people to help us out. So now we have the temple built. We could do a ceremonial service. And we actually need to start building more food, so let's get food. Let's start getting food manufactured. Manufactured, it's not manufactured, food is like cooked. What am I talking about? And for now, let's actually build one of these. So then we can see what our reach is. So that's the farthest we could go, and I think we could build one more. A huge ship has been dismantled here, only its massive keel plates remain under the ice. Railroad tracks lead south. Light to the south. We found a piece of the whole plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription. In this year, 1886, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed in here to search of a heaven from the global glaciation. May God preserve its soul and fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship Prometheus. And I believe we will find Prometheus, but here's what we're mainly looking for: a large settlement, numerous buildings, dimly visible through the shining dome of the electrical discharge. This is projected over the town, Tesla City. And we still don't need wood. And we finally have our other coal mine built. Correct? Yes, here it is. Let's get this up and running, and let's get workers in there going. Soon enough here, actually, now, let's build a factory, and we can start building some automatons. Some people are changing their hearts now, and wanting to stay. And let's actually build a shrine right here and right here, which will help increase our production in that area. And I believe that's really it. Oh, let me build another one there. Everyone's doing just dandy now. And this will save us some stuff. And let's actually get the factory out, ready to go. And we'll put it right here. And let's actually get this heat source only working. Well, let's actually turn this off, because they don't need it. They're still extremely warm here. They're chilly, but that's fine. Let's heat some homes. Several pools kept from... Oh, we've already read this. And let's finish this grove. A small grove with several dozen trees. Let's travel to that. And our people reached Tesla City. So let's save. You're going to see why we're going to save. Because we're going to do a little bit of safe scumming. And let's start getting rid of our saves. Delete. Delete. And delete. New save file. Save. Let's warming 10. I believe now. And let's resume. Let's hit play real quick. And let's go Tesla City. It's a modern and meticulously built. A tall tower emits a constant barrier of light deflecting the incoming snow, but nobody comes out to greet. Thunder unleashed. Able-minded and bodies will prevail over the cold, reads a slogan over the entrance of Tesla City. A central tall tower shines on the blue glow of the electric discharge, which form a protected dome around the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies laying in the streets, and the stench of burnt flesh taints the air. We saw a lightning streak from the tower hitting the building and leaving a gash in its roof. And we'll discover a fishing village after this. And let's risk everything to enter the city. We can leave and won't gain anything else. We'll switch to outskirts, which would hardly net us anything, but if we risk everything, well, you'll see what it does. But we have the chance to die, and the scouts will try to disable the electrical discharge. Let's try. As soon as our scouts entered the city, we lost contact with them. There's no telling what happened, but we presume they're all dead. So this is where the save scumming comes in. It really makes no difference to, this playthrough. It just makes it so this playthrough might be a little bit easier and shorter. So I will be back here pretty soon once I do a little bit of playing to make sure our people are able to reach the city in one piece. So I will see you soon.